Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my new video where we are going to be playing a bit of Swain down in the bot lane, and we are going to be playing with Jinx against a Tristana Soraka bot lane. Now, the reason why I wanted to highlight this video is because Soraka is starting to become a very, very common champion. After her buff, she seems to just be extremely strong and very commonly used. Come on, dude, kill him. All right, there we go. And I think any kind of pick champion. Oh, I didn't have my passive there. Any kind of pick champion is going to be pretty good into Soraka, where you're able to either burst her out or just really put her ADC in a rough spot. So I think that he is a overall pretty decent pick. You're able to get a healing debuff on several people if you decide to get that early, which I'm going to grab right here just because I have an 800 gold back, which is going to be big. Yeah, so that Tristana jumping in there wasn't a good idea because we are in Ignite lane and he has a Cole, so I knew he was going to have a low base amount of HP. He was relying on the Soraka's ability to keep him high in HP, so when that happens, when you're taking Cole and you're playing a sustain lane, what you want to do is take quick trades. You don't want to take long, extended trades, particularly against champions with Ignite that can reduce your sustain as well as burst you out because of a low HP threshold. Because I think he was around, what, 600 HP, and the Ignite took off 110, where you can always dole the power of Ignite by getting those Doran items. Let's see if we can hit that W on her. Yeah, I think I hit that W on her. Looks like Soraka's rotating. Wonder if they have a pink here. Nope, no pink yet. Alright, so pretty good start to the game. We beat up on the Tristana a little bit early, and Lee Sin is putting in some work though, so that's pretty big. So obviously we're going to be doing the really common build of the Q max into W max into the E max. Very common whenever you're playing a pick champion like Swain. People are going to look to dodge in the most unexpected way, in quotation marks, like they do with Blitzcrank, where they take a step back as opposed to going in a way where they would look to escape. So I just threw the E kind of up and to the right a little bit because that is the assumed way that he is not going to move. That'd be the last way to move, and that is just the way that I thought he was going to move. So it's a little bit of a mind game when playing pick champions. Oh jeez, these poor kids. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a rough game for them. We already have our healing reduction. We got a kill, so that's gonna be really nice. And we have a... So they have a decent amount of burst and an execute out of the Urgot. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab some boots. Going to grab a little bit of cloth armor so I can get tanky. I'm going to be looking for that really classic power spike that I talk about a lot when I play Swain. And that is when you have an Ignite, a stopwatch, and your ultimate in the early game. That is when you can pull off triple kills or even quadra kills, just you and your ADC down in the bot lane, just because that is such a insane amount of power that people really do not expect. So I'm going to be making a channel. I hope you guys come over and join. This one is just seemed to be kind of doomed by the overall algorithm. I'm going to be making a Swain only channel, so I hope to see you guys there. I'm going to make an announcement on the community tab pretty soon about it, and I'm really excited to kind of start a new channel and start having a bit of fun. Let's see if he ease. So he's slowed. Oh, we get the electrocute proc. That guy's lucky. I threw it behind him a little bit. I didn't throw it enough behind him because I was kind of at max range, so I had to throw it. Couldn't really get close enough where I can start the 9. Cool. We hit him with the Q. So, what was recommended by one of my subscribers, I think they've commented a couple times about this build and how I should try it, and that is doing Fawn of Life as well as Rylai's. So I'm going to be going Leandri's, Zhonya's, and then Rylai's third, and see how easily I can get the Fawn of Life proccing, because every single tick of your ultimate with the Rylai's is going to proc the Fawn of Life, and we'll see how that goes. Oops. So we have to be pretty careful here. We have a pretty big target on our back because we're a really good scaling lane with Jinx, and we're pretty far ahead of a sustained kind of lane. And when Soraka gets behind, she can get in trouble. Cool. Man, it's a shame. Ugh. If only I had my Ignite there. Soraka took it, so that's fine. But man, if I had my ultimate there, I could have definitely just traded and got some kills. Damn, that would have been nice. Okay, so if if the Tuya tries to come back and do that again, we're gonna definitely be ready for it because we're most likely gonna have our ultimate and our stopwatch all set up. I don't know why this Tristana is continually looking for these all-ins because she does not have too much damage in comparison to us. Let's just grab this minion right here. It's at low HP threshold. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to hit that W in on anyone, but might as well take the gold where you can. I want to push back a little bit so he doesn't get a crash, because he's probably looking for a crash here. I'm fine with that trade. And I can freeze it a bit. That kind of sucks. Yeah, that sucks quite a bit. Yeah, and I don't have an ultimate for Roam, which is kind of lame. But you always do want to go ultimate hunter when you do play Swain, just because he's such an ult-reliant champion. Okay. And we'll just flash that out. If they want to 4-man me, whatever. That's worth just flashing out. I mean, essentially it just gives us a free Herald. They want to use everything over there on us. I don't mind just blowing my flash for that. Flash isn't insanely important on Swain as it is for other champions. It's not like you're playing a Blitzcrank or a Thresh where you can just make some insane things happen with your E. Don't get me wrong, it's really strong to be able to get a flash root on someone, but obviously it isn't the best. We'd just be the annoying Swain boy and stopping his backs with our W. This Tristana must be just tilted out of her mind, getting destroyed in lane into a double backstop. All right. If you guys have any questions for me about builds, items, matchups, I love talking Swain. I'm really experienced with the champion. I climbed to around D1 MMR, and I had about 63% win rate with Swain, so I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable. I was probably ranked like around what, like the 20 I think I was in the 20s or 30s of Swain players in the world, just overall by like League of Graphs and stuff like that. So I feel like I can give anyone a pretty good understanding. Even though I'm a little bit rusty, I haven't been playing too much League recently, but I think that I can pretty much help anyone get a really strong start on this champion and point you in the right direction. He just kicks him. That's funny. Okay, now I don't care. I mean, it would literally take... It would take 4 right now, I think, to push me off this tower. Just looking for an electrocute proc there. Cool. Nice. We get a pretty good double there, and that's what I'm talking about. Just the absolute insanely, just the insane strength that you get when you have your Ignite, your Zhonya's, and your ultimate all up in the early game. It takes just an immense amount of pressure and damage or a really fed enemy champion. Cool. And I just allow the Jinx to get another kill. He can kill me, but it takes their strongest member off the map, and it really Just doesn't bother me at all. I was backing anyways. And yeah, just getting our hyper carry ADC another kill, giving our ADC pretty much a free farmed lane where she's able to CS at will, as well as get a lot of free kills. So Swain is really a lane bully at heart, and you really enable hyper carries to get a lot of just free pressure and just a free laning phase is pretty much what I want to say. And it's pretty rare where it's something like a Yuumi or a Yuumi or a Soraka or a Janna. They rely on the strength of the ADC to get through the early laning phase, and then they can really just be a force multiplier in the mid and late game, where Swain kind of does the opposite. He falls off a little bit later in comparison to something like maybe a Soraka or a Yuumi, depending on your build, obviously, but it's... Oop. Oh, he canceled it out. One auto. That's an interesting way of doing it. Cool. I've never seen a play go out that way. Please report our jungle. Yeah, it's been a rough lane. Rough game for the Talia. Cool. Alright, we get the tower. We're in a really strong spot. And again, it's probably going to take 4 enemies to take me down, because I'm going to have my ultimate and my Zhonya's. And that's just really where you want to... That's where a lot of your play just comes. Your play potential. Play-making potential. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Now, you do have to be a little bit careful taking too many kills when you're playing Swain. When you have an ADC that can carry... Because you don't scale as strong as an ADC. That's actually not a terrible amount of healing that we've been able to do so far. Dude, this Talia, Jesus. Her not being able to get like anything really on our roams. Ooh. On her ganks bot side, really just put a damper on this Talia's early game. She tried 3 to 4 times, tried ganking bottom, and really only got 1 trade where she got a 1-for-1 on it. Ooh, that was so well played. Finish it! Oh no! Dude, that's exactly what I wanted to do in my head when I saw the Tristana jump, was use the pull off of the Cho'Gath and then do the E afterwards to get that max CC, but the Soraka was just able to keep her up long enough. Alright, nice. We're in a super strong spot. I'm going to grab this. Grab a little bit of mana. We're struggling a little bit with some mana issues, but once we get our Leandries, it's pretty much... It's already game over, but it's going to be even more game over, because you can just absolutely do disgusting things with the amount of damage you push out. Just looking to stop a back here. Nope. So essentially what would happen in this lane if we ended up going even, Soraka would eventually just become more useful than me in the later games against the double ADCs that could just push out a bunch of very consistent damage and shut me down if I don't position correctly. Excuse me. Alright, cool. They're so scared even to engage 2v3, double ADCs, and a Soraka. If that Tristana had like any resources, they would have a pretty decent shot at it. Man, I always get surprised at the Q range from the Akshan. I definitely took that kill. Just want the KDA to look a little bit better. Nope. And he's dead. Ooh, if I'd have thrown that W out a little bit better. Does he die to minions? Yep, he dies to minions. Jesus. He probably knew I was coming. He didn't know which way to run. Just picking up resources. If you guys have any suggestions or certain builds you want to see on Swain, I'm all ears. Love to hear kind of some off-meta stuff. I know I've done the tank Swain build with graphs. That was it was all right. I don't think it is the most meta, but there's definitely some applications. If you wanted to do a Fauna Life build, if you go that Everfrost with the Grasp to just do a really high HP threshold that you can get and just make your Fauna Life heal for an absolute crap ton, that might be a way to go. But this game was just over so early that sadly we're not even going to see the Rylai's combination with it. Oof, man, this has literally just been a slaughter. The only thing that has done recently well, or done decent, is their mid laner, and even our mid laner ended up doing really well. That's the worst feeling as a jungler, man, when all your lanes just kind of collapse around you and you're not able to do anything on top of like getting invaded and dunked on by the enemy jungler, and it being an early game jungler. Hit him with the W. Might as well get the free HPs. I always let Jinxes get blue buffs, even though I'm 5-2. I sometimes have mana issues because I don't have any mana runes. Jinx's rockets just become absolutely disgusting if you're just able to spam them out. I have no idea why they're not surrendering. This Urgot puts up a really good fight for 1 and 7. He's just a bit of a stat check, essentially. He doesn't need to like have a bunch of kills and a lot of CS to be super strong. Just because he has a pretty strong like just base kit for dueling, particularly in solo queue. Just want a bit of mana. We should just finish this game. I mean, these guys are just kind of... they're just waiting for us to end, basically. Very nice. Cool. I'm gonna back just because I have Leandre's. Oh, they're going in. Jesus. Just the obliteration of Lissandra. Nice. She made it to 0, 10, and 1. How you only have 1 assist as a jungler, man? That's really sad. Tuia's starting to see a lot more play than it used to. I saw there was some pro that was starting to play her support. Ooh, she hit a double knockback. Alright guys, if you have any questions for me, you can hit me up. I'm going to put a link to my Discord, and make sure to watch out. I'm going to be doing a new channel that's going to be revolved around Swain, so I hope to see you over there. You guys take it easy.